Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Has added one more feature which is called where aux is nothing but variable arguments that can be passed to your method. So currently we are performing some additional step of constructing an array. So instead of that, we can go for where aux. The syntax for that is 3 periods, which means you will specify like integer add of the method accepts variable number of arguments. That means this method, the add method, accepts the parameters from 0 to n. N means you can say infinite. This method either it can accept, it won't take any parameter at all, or it can accept any number of parameters. So it is just like the dynamically the parameters, it will be taken dynamically. So while calling this method add, you can pass the parameters 1, 2, 3, 4. So these parameters, they will be constructed as an array. They will be constructed as an array and passed to your method. See, this is also just like a replacement for your array. Where aux is also nothing but just like an array, but the advantage by using where aux is it's not required for us to construct an array, and you can pass any number of parameters dynamically to your method. Either you can leave, or you can send any number of parameters, or you can call the method just like the method won't accept any parameters. So here in this case, I'm not sending the integer array, and I'm specifying that this method accepts, this method, add method accepts variable number of arguments. And here you can see that I'm not at all sending any parameters at all. In that case also, the call will still result to this method, and it will understand that there are no parameters that have been sent, and the array won't be constructed anything, and you'll directly get the a dot length value as 0. If you want to pass, let us say 1, 2, 3. So these three, while calling the add method, internally Java will create an integer array, and it will pass the data to it will pass the data or store the data within a reference, and during your code execution, this is just like an array variable, and you can still go ahead and use all the methods or properties that are available within your array reference. And you can see that I'm able to iterate using for each loop for our array. Count of integers 3 and some value 6. Let us say I'm dynamically adding one more. still it was able to identify the method. The method call has resolved to add of integer arguments, Verox, and it has sent the method resolution to this method call, and it has executed the code. There are two restrictions when we are trying to use Verox. The first restriction is let us take string. Whenever you are writing any method with Verox syntax, the parameter with Verox, it should be the last parameter. So currently, if you take a look at this method syntax, the Verox was the first argument and string data is the second argument. So the rule is whenever you are writing multiple parameters, you can also write normal parameters, but when you are declaring any method with Verox, the Verox parameter or argument should be the last parameter. And one more thing is you shouldn't hold, or your method signature shouldn't be having more than one Verox parameter or argument. So that means within your method syntax, so for my add method, I can only have only one Verox. I shouldn't be having one more because it will violate the first rule which specifies that Verox should be the last parameter. But here in this case, there is one more parameter once after this Verox. So these two you are supposed to take care. And you can have a normal method. Let us say public int add of int a comma int b. I'm not going to write any code in this. So here you can see that I have one Verox method which takes the variable number of integer arguments, and here I have a separate method which accepts only two integers. So in this case, if I pass two parameters, we need to understand which one will be called by our JVM. The JVM follows one hierarchy, like it will first verify if the method, is there any method with the exact number of arguments available within our method call or not. So currently I'm calling add of 1, 2. That means I'm sending two arguments. Here you can see that I have a method add which accepts two integer arguments, and the method call has resolved to this. Let us say I have passed 3 arguments. In this case, you can see that there is no method add which accepts 3 arguments or 3 integer parameters, but we have one add method which accepts variable number of integers, and the call has resolved to this case and it has executed the code. Once after introducing the Verox, Java has changed the main method syntax as well, and here with main method you can make use of string array of args, or you can still go ahead and use string Verox syntax as well, and Java knows if at all, if the main method with string main method was string Verox was available, it can still resolve the call to main method and it can execute the whole class. I'll forward this PPT. So I have mentioned about the assignments that are to be done with respect to each topic as well. So please try to work on those assignments as well. The next one is jar file creation. Jar file is nothing but Java archive file, which is nothing but collection of class files. There are some other notations, just like war file, which is nothing but web archive file, consists of files related to web application. EAR, nothing but enterprise archive file, which is nothing but collection of jar and war files. So war file we'll discuss in our advanced Java, but you just need to understand that all the three are archive files, just like your zip files or RAR files. So the archive jar consists of class files only, but the archive war consists of web application related files. The web application related files like WebINF or MetaINF or other jar files or class files as well. EAR files, it is nothing but a collection of your jar and war files. The purpose of jar file, let us say you have developed a project or you have developed some code. Let us say our code has distributed into 13 or 15 Java files. And you want to provide this to a client because the client wants to execute the code. So whenever he is writing the client code, all the class files, whatever he is referring. So for our box client, the box and box weight, these classes needs to be available in our class path. Currently there are only 2 or 3 class files. It's okay that we can easily put them in class path. But let us say we have 100 class files that needs to be placed within our class path. It's just like overhead. You need to set the package path. You need to specify until the class level, and you need to specify the same way for 100 class files. So instead of that, Java has provided another solution called jar file mechanism. Jar is nothing but Java archive file, which consists of number of class files. What you can do is within your class path, either for compilation or for execution with respect to your class path, you can still specify either a .class file or the jar file as well. With respect to your Java, also the same way. Either you can specify the direct referenced class file, or you can specify the jar file, which consists of the class files. To create a jar file, we'll use a command called jar. It has several options. If you go and execute in your command prompt, you'll see a lot of options that we can use with respect to our jar command. So here C is used to create a new archive file, nothing but our required jar file, and X is used to extract the Java files from your jar file. So we'll take a look at the first one, which is C. Let us say we want to create a jar file. So that means I need to use an option called C, and after that we'll use one more option, which is V. V means verbose. Verbose means it will provide you the detailed steps like how many number of classes that got added to your jar file, or what is the size of the Java file or jar file. Those kind of information it will provide to you. And the next option is F. F means you want to specify the name of the jar file that you want to create. Let us say currently I want to create box.jar file. And after that, you need to specify what kind of classes that you want to add to your jar file. box dot class file, com dot box weight dot box weight, so when you specify like this, it will create a box.jar file and it will place these two class files under your box.jar file, and you can make use of this box.jar and you can execute your box client now. So let us go to our Eclipse directory. So here my bin directory consists of all the .class files. So let us go and create, first of all, let us go and create the files without the packages. So let us go and create some jar file by using employee.class file. Jar cvf emp.jar file. So my jar file name is emp, and you just need to add the extension .jar to your jar file name, so that you can just make use of the .jar file and you can make use of that in your Eclipse class path as well. And after that, currently I just want to create a jar file with only employee.class file. You can see that it has created a manifest file, and once after that it has added employee.class file, and this is the size of the file, and it has compressed the file to 733 bytes and deflated is 42%. So if you go and take a look at the employee.jar file, so currently you can see that it got created. If you open this jar file, I have opened this file with respect to WinRAR. You can see that the employee.class file was available here, and it has created a folder called meta-inf, and it has created a file called manifest.mf. It is specifying that the jar file was created by version 1.6.0_27-EA, and the manifest version is 1.0. You guys are supposed to take a look at what is the purpose of manifest file. So now I have created the employee.jar file. Let me take this employee.jar file and put it some other location, because I have executed, if I have executed employee.jar file at the same location, it will make use of, probably it might make use of employee.class file. So currently I have placed my employee.jar file in Eclipse Indigo. Go to that location. So here my employee.jar file was available. So let us go and execute by using Java command. My employee was there in default, and here you can see that my main method was there within my employee, and it is creating an object of employee, and it is calling setData method. Anyway, we can see this statement within our logs. So Java. So here you can see that the -class path option, search path of directories, and zip or jar files, separated list of directories or jar archives. That means you can also specify the jar archives within your class path as well. Jar -class path, and currently this is the location of my jar file, and once after that you just need to execute your class file. So when you're trying to execute the employee class is it's not available within any package, so it's not required for me to specify the name of the package, and I can directly execute the employee class. Java command. You can see that I'm able to execute the file, and it has executed the employee.class file, and it has responded with employee value null, because I'm not creating anything with the emp1. That's the reason employee value has specified as null. But you can see that you are able to execute the file. Let us say I'm executing employees. The employees class was not available within my jar file. That means it will tell you that it was not able to found the class employees within your jar file or within your class path, and it will simply tell you that it will throw you an exception specifying that no class definition found error. If you want to extract the jar file, you can just go ahead and use jar xvf command. X is used for extracting and V is for verbose. F is for specifying the name of the jar file. You can see that just like extracting by using WinZip or WinRAR, extracting is nothing but extracting the files from your jar file. Here you can see that from employee.jar, it has extracted. It has first specified meta-nf, and inside my meta-nf, manifest.mf was there, and also my employee.class file. So this is how you will extract the files.
Krish, sorry, I have a quick question. Is it possible to do all of this with the GUI, like with the Eclipse itself?
Creation of jar file?
Yeah.
No, creation of jar file, it's not possible from our Eclipse. You need to write some ant command tools like build.xml file, which will generate automatically by using your Eclipse.
Okay, so you need a build tool basically.
Oh yeah, you need to have the build tool within your class path.
Okay, thank you.
Let us go back to our H2K March workspace one more time. Go back to bin folder. So previously we have added only one class file to our jar file. Let me add the class files that are available within a package. Go back to our com folder. You can see that our com folder consists of several class files, several packages as well. So let me create a jar file based on our com folder. Jar, cvf, com.jar, and specify the path as com. When you have specified the path as com, it will verify that com consists of the nested folders, and it will take all the files inside the com folder and it will add it to the jar file com.jar. So you can see that when I have created jar cvf com.jar, and when I have specified for my path as com, you can see that it has added com, and it has added com/assignments, and it has added the inner level classes, because my array example.class, it was available within the package com/assignments. So you are supposed to add the class file with respect to package only whenever the class declaration consists of a package statement. So currently, if you go and verify your jar file, let me copy the jar file to some other location. Open the jar file. So here you can see that com consists of several other folders. You can see that these are the classes that are available within your within your packages. So if you want to execute any of the file within your package, so currently com.jar was available at this location. Set the class path, com.jar, let us go and execute our normal edition. Normal edition was available within com.java.features. You can see that you are able to execute the file because the com.jar consists of the whole package structure, and you have specified that within your class path as well. And the next thing is, let us say we want to use the jar file within our package, within our project. Let me create one another project, Java project, H2K test project. Click on finish, source, new class, test class, form.test, file main. Java is open source, which means once you have written any class file, you can easily expose that class to the outside environments. Another advantage by using jar file is once you have declared or once you have created a jar file, you can simply provide the jar file to some other users or some other module or some other team, and they can just make use of that jar file and they can take the functionality of the class, and it's not required for them to write it once more. So let us say we have created a separate project. Let us assume that this test project was created by someone else, and we want to make use of the existing class files from our H2K March core project. Anyway, you have already created a jar file, and let us assume that you have provided the jar file to the other team. So what you are supposed to do with respect to the test project is, you just need to specify that I want to use the jar file within my code. So whenever you want to use the class file, let us say within our box, or go back to our box client box weight. So from our box weight class, we are trying to use the box class. So the box class was available within the same package, and when you are referring within the fully qualified name, Eclipse will be able to resolve the call to this com.box class. But here, let us say we want to create com.box equal to new com.box class. Here you can see that you are not able to access the box class within your test project because the box class was available within a different project, and you didn't specify that you are trying to use this class, and you didn't specify that within your class path. So to specify that, you just need to right click on your project, and you need to go to your build path option, configure build path. So here you can see that there is a tab called libraries. Click on the second option, add external jar files. So go to the location where you have created your com.jar file. Currently it was available here within Eclipse Indigo. Select the jar file, and you can see that the jar file has been imported to your H2K test project. Finally, click on OK. Once you have added the jar file to your build path, you can see that it was specified as reference library. So here you can see that there are some system libraries which are required for all this and also for your java.lang package. In the same way, whenever you want to use some custom classes which you have provided on your own, you just need to import the jar file that you want to use. So that will be specified by using build path. Build path is nothing but the class path setting for Eclipse. whenever we are trying to execute the program, box dot print dimensions, or let us call the parameterized constructor 1, 2, 3. And after that, I'm calling print dimensions. You can see that it has called the static block initialization, parameter constructor call completed, and it has printed the values depth, height, and width. Did we write the box code within our test project? No, this was already provided by our March core project, and the class file was available. You can still see the class files. You can see that. You can just expand that. You can see all the .class files.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website H2KInfosys.com. On our website H2KInfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.